Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Cyclone Mona continues to move away. More than 2,000 still in evacuation centres. And landlords continue to disregard rent-freeze order.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Fiji Met Services says the direct threat of Category 1 tropical cyclone Mona is now over. At 1 p.m. today, the system was located about 200 kilometres east of Canberra and 200 kilometres east-southeast of Lakemba. However, Fiji will feel the impact from another trough from Wednesday, which will bring with it more rain. The Fiji Met Office says this new system will affect the north first before spreading out throughout the country. More than 2,000 evacuees are taking shelter at various evacuation centres around the country as of this morning. The National Disaster Management Office says the main focus now is for divisional commissioners to carry out damage assessments and assure evacuees are given efficient rations. Kelly Vadala reports.
After a briefing on the track of TC Mona and its minimal impacts with Prime Minister Varangian Bainimarama today, NDMO has decided to operate as normal.
For the north, we have around 27, with around 1,767 evacuees. Eastern, we had 7, with around 137. Western, we had 2, with around 17 evacuees. And in the central, we had 4, with around 179. So for the Northern Division, as per the briefing this morning, most have closed. So the commissioners are going around just to see which are still active.
Lewin Gillis says all emergency operators were prepared for TC Mona and they're now focusing on the recovery aspect.
For the next 24 to 48 hours is to work on relief and recovery operations. The divisional commissioners are now working on visiting the evacuation centers and also to supply 2 to 3 days food rations if required. The Ministry for Health is taking the lead role on the inspection of evacuation centers.
Well, I think the most important thing now is ensuring on a family basis that we have clean and safe water to drink. Number 2 is actually also making sure that ablution facility is clean and safe, and also making sure that the food is actually, nice, healthy food.
The NDMO says they will now work with the emergency operators to get the schools used as evacuation centres cleaned to ensure it's ready for the start of a new school year next week. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Savusavu experienced some serious flooding yesterday following a couple of days of heavy rainfall. Savusavu has been bearing most of the heavy rainfall in the last few days. This video footage shows the floodwaters entering Buddha village in Savusavu yesterday morning, not sparing anything. Houses were flooded and even cars. It was the same story along the highway beside Savusavu Airport. Blocked drains caused water to overflow onto the road. Several rivers in the plains also burst their banks, sweeping away dalo plantations. We now join Eleanor Tarangai View live from Lambasa. Eleanor, with the threat over for the Northern Division, what feedback have you got from the authorities about damage assessment?
And Jackie, here to tell us more about the situation on the ground here in the Northern Division is the Commissioner Northern Savusavu there. Mr. Commissioner, can you just let the public know about the update of the weather and situation on the ground here in the Northern Division?
Thank you. I think the people on the ground are just feeling happy that TC Mona has just gone past Vanuatu group, but the situation on the ground, as I've just came back from seeing some of the evacuation centers, they are just clearing off all the evacuation centers. We got confirmation from the PAs and the DOs that all the 42 evacuation centers that was activated yesterday has all been cleared. It's a good sign for people on the ground. The teams are also on the ground doing the initial damage assessment. We should be expecting some results later this evening or early tomorrow morning.
And there's word on another new system that's developing, and probably by Wednesday it will hit the Northern Division. Are there any plans in place with regards to this?
Yes, we are ready. We have our meeting. We had our meeting this morning with all the stakeholders. We are ready. We have prepared ourselves very well with the TD03F and now 04F and the TC Mona. I think we are well prepared. Should another cyclone or calamity arises in the next few days, the team here in the Northern Division is ready.
And just judging from from yesterday and the day before, what has the response been like from the public with regards to the advisories and the warnings that have been given out?
It's really improved from the last operation that we had. Even these 42 evacuation centers, so people just moved in for precautionary measures. They've really taken heed of the advices and the instructions that were given to them. They had every time to move to the evacuation centers where there was still light, and they moved with their clothing and food to the evacuation centers. It's a good sign that people are taking heed of the instruction and the advices that are being given to them. The 42 evacuation centers that was activated were people merely going in there as precautionary measures, taking heed of the instructions.
And just lastly, sir, with regards to weather, what can the public expect from tonight going on to Wednesday?
Well, we're still in the cyclone season. The cyclone season is still very much in the midst of the cyclone season. From November to April, anything can happen again. My word of advice to the people in the Northern Division, please take heed of the instruction. Tune into your radios and also other forms of communication so that you will know the weather situation for the Northern Division. Another very important reminder that I would like to issue out is for all the schools that were used as evacuation centers. Please, all the people who are responsible for moving in to use those evacuation centers, please clean them up as quick as possible, so that they are ready for the new school term.
Thank you, Jackie. That's the latest here from the Northern Division.
As the weather clears up in the Central Division, evacuees have one thing on their minds, and that is returning home. Fortunately, some were able to get home for a clean-up, while others are awaiting orders from authorities. Anna Ravulo reports.
It's a new day, and evacuees at Champagne Institute headed to their various homes today at Nanuku Settlement to start cleaning.
Last night the weather was good, so this morning, when we saw the beautiful weather, we decided to send some people home to do some cleaning. We're hoping to go home today.
However, evacuees at Ndremba Primary School have not gone home at all.
We've been listening to the news on the radio and just waiting on police to give us the green light so we can go home and clean. In the meantime, we've been waiting here patiently and we are ready to go home.
Currently, there are 25 evacuees at Champagne Institute with 62 evacuees at Ndremba Primary. Police are yet to give the green light for all evacuees to return home. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
The Maritime Safety Authority have given the green light to 2 of the vessels of Gaunda Shipping Limited to provide services today. MSAF Acting Chief Executive Captain Philip Hill says there were some delays in travel plans of customers as safety is paramount. Kritika Kumar reports.
The MSAF Acting Chief Executive says shipping services in the Western Division have normalized.
We have resumed operation for shipping services in the West, and progressively we have resumed some of the services in the Central Division from Suva.
Captain Hill has clarified that they have also resumed marine clearances for departing fishing vessels.
For the small boats, all the boats less than 10 meters, you are still advised not to proceed to sea until Tropical Cyclone Mona is well past the Fiji group.
Meanwhile, Gaunda Shipping's ship manager says the passengers who have already bought their tickets are on the priority list.
We are going for priority for those who already bought their tickets, and those that have not, then we will see the balance so that there is no overloading during this period.
Patterson Brothers Limited will resume their services tomorrow, and their first vessel will leave from Natovi to Nambualu. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Despite the rent freeze order in place for the 11th consecutive year, landlords are still illegally increasing the rent. The Consumer Council of Fiji and the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission has received significant complaints of the illegal practice. Pranita Prakash reports.
The Consumer Watchdog says complaints relating to landlord and tenancy ranked #1 on their list last year.
Council has received a total of 61 complaints, that is from 2014 and till date. So we have seen cases where tenants and consumers, they come to the council to lodge complaints where landlords have illegally increased rent.
A stern warning has been issued to landlords to comply with the rent freeze order.
What some landlords do is they try to do some minor renovation works, and as a result they issue a notice to their tenant so that their incoming tenants can pay an increased rent, which is illegal and which should not be entertained.
Meanwhile, the Fijian Competition and the Consumer Commission says they are still working on the Landlord and Tenancy Act.
We are always of the view that this needs to be phased out. I fully agree with landlords. The issues such as what happens to the cost of repairs, what happens to the upkeep of the house, and all the investments that landlords would make. But at the same time, we're also mindful that there are so many Fijian families who are very heavily reliant on the rental market to save their housing needs.
The Consumer Council received 338 complaints relating to landlord and tenancy, while FCCC received 333 formal complaints. A number of them were related to illegal rent increases. The rent freeze has been extended until the end of this year. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Opposition and SEDELPA MP Moses Mbulitavu has denied criticising fellow MP and opposition whip Linda Tambuya. According to the Fiji Sun, Mbulitavu sent an email to the 21 party MPs highlighting his disapproval of some actions taken by Tambuya. Ali Kimbia with the story.
The Fiji Sun report revealed Moses Mbulitavu's email attacking Linda Tambuya. However, when asked by FBC News to clarify this, Mbulitavu denied it.
And that has to be confirmed first, and whether it's my email or not. And I cannot confirm, talk on the issues which they've said. It could be a fake email, suggested by somebody to try to create a row or division between SEDELPA.
Mbulitavu says he will never do anything to undermine Tambuya's position in the party.
SEDELPA is united, and we are talking with Linda, and she is my whip, and I respect her as an honorable member, and nothing is happening between us.
Efforts to try and sort comments from Linda Tambuya remains fertile, while we have also made attempts to get Fiji Sun to show us copy of the letter, which was not successful either. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Still to come, alleged murderer remanded in custody and Fijian policeman laid to rest in the US. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang go malakai leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Guya Dr. Meli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Wana tuma ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no hinga toka, kita untuk talita kina Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
28-year-old Timothy Vakau, charged with 1 count of murder, has been further remanded by the Suva Magistrates Court. It is alleged that the accused, who worked as a security officer, assaulted his 52-year-old co-worker at the Sand Dunes nightclub last month, resulting in his death. The magistrate said the matter is an indictable offence and the case has been transferred to the Suva High Court. The magistrate also directed the accused to file his notice of alibi in the High Court registry before the next court date. The case will be recalled on January 21st. 3 former employees of Goodman Fielder charged with fraudulent falsification of account and money laundering appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court today. It is alleged that in 2014 and 2015, the 3 were involved in transferring $699,000 to the account of a company belonging to Rajat Maharaj. Maharaj is charged with 56 counts of money laundering, and Biren Lal faces 50 counts of fraudulent falsification of account. Jesse Magoon is charged with 7 counts of fraudulent falsification of account. The matter has been adjourned to the 4th of next month for submissions on the state's application for the case to be transferred to the High Court. An emotional service was held in California, USA over the weekend as hundreds from the community of Newman and police officers from across the nation paid their respects to Police Corporal Ranil Singh. Singh, a Fijian, was shot and killed in the line of duty on Christmas Day. The owner of a Japanese restaurant chain has paid a record $4.7 million for a single Pacific bluefin tuna. However, the popularity of bluefin tuna and sushi has led to overfishing, and the species is now endangered. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, Wellington Phoenix launch appeal over player suspension, but Rachel joins you now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break, more investment looms for Fiji. And in Growing Fiji, women get new shelters. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yeni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, day 7 of 2019, and economic activity is expected to pick up significantly due to the stability of the country. Economist Dr. Rohit Kishore says law and order and political stability in any country are keys to achieving economic stability. Dr. Kishore says this is evident in the Fijian economy as it's forecast to grow by 3.1%.
There might have been a slight setback last year during the election period, but this is given in any economy.
I think maybe just temporary, maybe a quarter or two, it's sort of down 10. Any election in any country, people do sort of set back, particularly business people, the entrepreneurs do set back and see what's happening. But we have come out of the election. I think the government's been re-elected, so that stability will continue. And I don't see much problem about the impact of the election much on the economy medium to long term.
Dr. Kishore believes 2019 is looking great for the economy as investor confidence is expected to pick up.
Confidence in investors, confidence in business people, and confidence generally in the public, in a country and the economy. I see the government being re-elected, continuing that. If that continues, that everything should fall in place, and the trend of low employment should continue.
The Reserve Bank is also backing up this theory, stating in its review that growth in the post-election economy will continue to be supported by private investment spending.
Sinefa is here now with the latest from the stock market.
Let's review the action from the South Pacific Stock Exchange last week. With the holiday included, the first week of trading in 2019 was relatively quiet. The only security that traded during the week was Paradise Beverages Fiji Limited, where 188 shares was sold with a total consideration of $2,444. And the South Pacific Stock Exchange Total Return Index rose by 0.01%, subsequent to a dividend return of 3.70% generated by Pacific Green Industries Fiji Limited. That's a wrap from our local stock market, Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. With the world foreign exchange markets trying to get back to normal following the holidays, the Fiji dollar showed a gain against the Chinese yuan and the US greenback, along with the kina, the euro and the yen. However, our dollar slipped against the other currencies of our major trading partner, which is Australia and New Zealand. Commodity prices were split. Crude oil prices were up to close at $48 per barrel. Gold was down to close at $1,283 an ounce, and silver closed at $15.64 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, the Fiji Women's Crisis Center has planned to construct 3 new shelters for survivors of domestic violence and rape. Center Coordinator Shamima Ali says the shelters will be based in Ba, Lambasa and Suva. Ali says the shelters in Ba and Lambasa are emergency shelters for domestic violence survivors, whereas Suva will be for young women who have been sexually abused in their own homes. She says $3 million has been invested in the project funded by the Australian government.
Supporting them to pursue their careers, their education and so on, so that they are not left out on the streets or go back to the abusive home where they are open to more exploitation.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie joins you with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. More Fijians sign on to play French club rugby. And weightlifting Fiji continues to build towards Pacific Games. This and more after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
French Pro D2 rugby club Brive has formalized the arrival of former Naita Siri prop Mesakin Donge and flanker Kichwane Kamkami the next season. Fiji-born wing Waisena the Levu played a vital role in Stade Francais' 27-8 win over Perpignan in the top 14 club competition this morning. The victory moving the club from 5th to 4th place on the standings. Meli Tavanga reports.
Stade Francais added to their lead through a try from wing Waisena Yavalevu, which made it 13-3 at the break. Bedeliato contributed in Clermont's 14-19 win over La Rochelle after he ran over the try line in the 40th minute. Johnny Gobu's try for La Rochelle in the second half was not good enough to match up Clermont's score margin. Watis Olivotu was on fire as he broke through the defensive line to score on the right side to help out defeated Bodo Bagle 40 points to 23. After round 14 of the competition, Clermont is now leading with 52 points, followed by Toulon with 49 and 8 points ahead of La Rochelle in third place. Lyon rounds up top 5 with 40 points and is 1 point behind fourth place Stade Francais. Belitawanga, FBC Sports.
Any athlete vying for a place in weightlifting Fiji's team to the Pacific Games will have to attend a minimum of 3 trials. As Melitavanga reports, an athlete must also achieve the minimum qualification standards as per the approved selection criteria to be eligible for final selection.
Weightlifting Fiji has held 1 trial and there's 4 more before the final selection for the Pacific Games.
Total of 5 trials. But for an athlete to qualify, they have to attend 3 trials.
Weightlifting Fiji Vice President Della Shaw says they've been able to discover potential lifters, but these lifters need more training.
We have a selection criteria. They have to qualify. you qualify, you go. So basically, you know, we've got the talent that's coming in. What we need to work on is the technique. Is that what I've seen? I've been seeing for the past 2 unofficial competitions.
Weightlifting Fiji has also set a target of how many lifters to take for the Pacific Games.
But there's 10 weight categories in the men's and there's 10 weight categories in the women's. So we're looking at filling those, but come Easter we'll have a better idea.
The association will hold trials next month through to April before the final trial on the 20th of April. Melita Wanga, FBC Sports.
More overseas-based players have shown interest in the trials for the Fiji Under-23 football side in Ba this week. Fiji FA Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf confirmed the players from Australia, New Zealand and the USA will be participating in the week-long activity. Yusuf says they will start chopping down the extended squad during the trials and hope to retain 30 players at the end of the week. The National Under-23 trials start tomorrow afternoon at the Fiji FA Academy in Ba.
We're expecting about 60 players to be assembled by tomorrow afternoon. Already from this afternoon, players will start arriving into the camp. Fortunately, there's no international flights disrupted. There's players from New Zealand and Australia. They're coming on their own to showcase their talent.
Vince Leah gave 10 years of service to the Wellington Phoenix, but has been on the receiving end of a spiteful clash with his old A-League football club. The Adelaide United midfielder and his next counterpart Mandy were at each other, resulting in the Wellington side reduced to 10 players as they tried to maintain their unbeaten streak. German professional tennis player Julia Gerges defended the SB Classic title after a comeback win against Canadian teen giant killer Bianca Andreescu in Auckland last night. That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and the new media. Apple blames China for iPhone sales drop. Details coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोलुम्बुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In new media, Apple says China is to blame for a drop in sales figures for its new iPhone XS. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope you're doing well and are safe aftermath effects of tropical Cyclone Mona. The cyclone has moved away from Fiji, but we can still expect showers throughout the country. Few places in the country are still flooded, so please take extreme care around those areas. Now, checking the west out for today, very cloudy with intervals of showers. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, complete cloudiness with heavy downpour expected. And up north, after floods in few areas of Savusavu, please take heed of flood warnings in your locality as there is likeness of more showers. At sea, southeast winds 35 to 40 knots, very rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:32 p.m. with high tide at 3:03 a.m. Sunrise at 6:38. For tomorrow, it's another amazing day. Showers are likely to ease. Tomorrow stems Suva and this time around a new town, Ba, which will be the coolest place at 27 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, sit back and relax, light showers. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, are you ready for another school year?
I'm ready for another school year. I'm all get up.
Yes, 100% ready to finish another school year.
I'm prepared for school. Yes, I'm in class 4. I'm looking forward to go for school.
I already done my shopping and I'm ready to go to school.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, raccoons are proving to be the best relaxing buddy a human can have. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Cyclone Mona continues to move away. More than 2,000 still in evacuation centres, and landlords continue to disregard rent-freeze order. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, last week we had asked, do you think you will keep your New Year's resolution? And over 51% said no. This week we're asking, is Fiji ready for a passenger train industry? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day is All Black star Beauden Barrett relaxing at Denarau Island recently. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
Bula, nevang go malakai leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Hoya o basit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita ina warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Gue do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Wala tunga ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere naman.
Nevang go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita untuk talita kana Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Bula FM, namban dua na sere.